Right, ladies, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and I just finished eating some lo mein with some beer, like me myself, right? But as I was in my car, I was thinking, I was like, let me tell you something. A lot of people, when they're on a date, they think that they lost a person's interest because they were too boring. No, or because they were too boring, or because they were not as interesting as they thought they were. The truth is this: people lose interest in you not because you were boring, but because you were too needy, but because you showed too much interest. You see, it's a lot easier to err on the side of boredom than being interesting. Because yeah, it's fucking hot, right? Right? Because when you're on a date with a guy, when you try to be too interesting, your reaction are not gonna be congruent to the situation. You're going to come across as though you're trying to be something you're not. You see, with men, it's a lot better to be boring on a date. The reason why is this: first of all, a guy will give you the benefit of the doubt, and that's fine. But the second thing is that a guy is gonna think that you're acting bored because of him. A guy's gonna think that you're being boring and quiet because he's not that interesting. You see, and that's what you want. You want somebody to believe that the date is going bad because of their fault. And people naturally, particularly men that have insecurities, which is everyone, they're gonna say, she's not talking because of me, so let me talk, let me put more effort on the date, let me invest more, and in the hopes that she smiles, in the hopes that she puts into the conversation. You see, and then you begin to invest more, you begin to talk more, but you do it slowly. You see, you want a person to believe, you want the person to believe that you're the kind of person that slowly warms up to people. You see what I'm saying? You want a person to believe that it was their personality that got you to be more relaxed, that got you to be more interesting to them, that got you to be more how can I say this, more extroverted. Like they got you to be more comfortable. So the best way to do it is not to start a date, start a conversation with a guy instantly extroverted. You do it slowly. You come across as a little bit more shy in the beginning, and then you slowly ramp up the tension. You see, you don't come across too interested. You don't show too much interest in the beginning. You see, you give them negative body language. You give them a cold body language. You turn away from him as you talk to him, and then slowly but surely during the conversation, you open your body language. You conversate more. You invest more, but you do it slowly. You see what I'm saying? You want him to think in the beginning that you're not interested in him for the first 15 to 20 minutes. You know? Let me read the comments. Alright, let's see. You just know. Let's see. People think I'm stressed out. No, man, it's just hot in here, man. Like, it's hot as hell where I am right now. And I just had a beer, so, you know, when you have a beer, you get a little bit more relaxed. Yeah, I drink beers, people. Yeah, man. And trust me, man, when you're on a date with a guy and you don't know why things are going wrong, you see what I'm saying? Like when you're not getting the results you want on a date, rather than trying to fix your behavior, just overhaul the whole motherfucking thing and do the opposite. Just do the complete opposite. If you put in too much effort, put no fucking effort. If you're texting him fast, text him slow as hell. If you're trying to be interesting, try to be boring. You want to isolate the problem through going in the other extremities. Now, the only problem in this is that your emotions are the only thing that's gonna get in your way. Sometimes you need the validation to such a degree that you forget the purpose of your actions. You say that you go in it with a purpose to do a strategy, but because sometimes the emotions are so intense when you see the hopes of validation that you just let go of your long-term strategy and focus on a short-term a short-term reward, which is instant gratification, which comes through showing interest, through texting him fast so that you can hear from him again. And you're sabotaging yourself. And you're actually making a date less fun for the guy because you're being selfish. Why are you being selfish? Because you're not thinking about him. You just want to feel good. You want to relieve the tension. You want to, because you can't control your emotions. You want that validation so fast. But you forget that if you really want to make it fun for the guy, you make him wait. You make him anticipate. It's like a good promoter. He knows how to promote a fight through making it more, through creating drama and creating more tension. And the way you create tension is by timing. And the only way for you to know how to time things right is having patience and thinking about the other person. Realizing that in order to create more attraction, you gotta make the person suffer a little bit. You gotta make the person wait a little bit. You see? And so I went off the subject, right? But the key is that you gotta adjust the things you do, you know, and that comes on my experience too. For example, this is the thing, is that sometimes you have certain habits that you don't know that you have that are negatively affecting your results, but because you are in a privileged position, your privileged position allows you to override a lot of your mistakes. For example, with you women, some of you women are young. And so your youth allows you to fuck up a lot, and a lot of guys will let you get away with it until you get older. You see what I'm saying? And then suddenly people are not giving you that extra leeway you once had when you were young. You see? So with me, I was allowing the exorbitant amount of attention that I tend to get from women for some reason, and I wasn't putting a lot of my strategies into work. So sure, I was meeting a lot of women, but I wasn't keeping as much as I should have. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them were flaking for some reason, and I was like, what's going on? And it was simple. It wasn't nothing about my character. It wasn't nothing about my personality. It wasn't nothing about how I was talking to them. It was all about my emotions. My emotions were betraying me. My emotions were making me let go of the strategy that I have and looking for that instant gratification, which comes in the form of texting fast, which comes in the form of showing a lot of interest, and also comes in the form of kissing the girl on the first date. You just want to kiss those beautiful lips, right? You can't blame me, right? When you see nice lips, you just want to kiss them, right? But that's thinking short term. That's me being selfish. If I know what attraction really is, it means that you want to make the person want you to kiss them. You want to make the person melt. You want to make the person want you to kiss them. And the only way for you to do that is to tease them about it. But you're not teasing them because you just want to fulfill your own desires. That's short term. And that's where seduction goes the wrong path. Where you just want to meet your needs so badly that you forget about the other person. I'm reading the comments. You see, and the only way for you to override this emotional draw, to look for that instant gratification and that validation through forgetting, because you forget your strategy, because he promised you he'll be back with you. And so you're like, okay, maybe he likes me 10 times, but you know what? He looks sincere this time. So let me let go of the strategy of not texting him back and just believe him for this one time in the hopes that he'll stay. So the only way for you to do that is to believe in what you're doing. Believe in what you're doing. Know why you're doing things. And also, learn from your mistakes. Remember the last time you lost a person, and notice if you broke the rules of that. Like, for example, if you fucked up a relationship and it was because you broke certain rules of attraction, really zero in on that experience and say, what would have happened if you would have done the opposite? And just go through a mental movie of you doing the opposite, and make it, and ask yourself, is losing this person worth the lesson of never doing this again? Actually, it is. And sometimes losing people, you should rejoice, because losing some people is a representation of the mistakes you did. And sometimes having pain behind an action causes you to divert yourself from ever doing that again, because you say, fuck that shit, I remember the last time I did this shit, I lost a person's interest. I'm not doing that shit again. I'm not texting them back. I'm not doing that. You see what I'm saying? Your failure become a red line of the behavior that you should do. You sort of say, you notice why you lost a person, and you pay attention, and you commit to never do that again, because doing it again does not compare to the pain of fucking up, the pain of losing a person. The pain of waiting is a lot shorter and less powerful than the pain of completely losing a person. See what I'm saying? It's all about perspective, having the right perspective, understanding why you're doing what you're doing, and believing in what you're doing. If you consistently take the short route, consistently trying to look for that instant gratification, you're always gonna let go of long-term thinking, and you're gonna be imprisoned in short-term thinking. Short-term thinking always yields to temporary and superficial results that leads to long-term dissatisfaction. Long-term thinking produces results that are profound and multidimensional. You see what I'm saying? And that actually last. Long-term thinking brings more clarity, and it makes decision making in the short term a lot quicker. When you think long term, decision making in the moment will become more crisp and clear, because all of your decision making will have a compass that will lead to a long-term thinking. But when you don't know where you're going 10 years from now, your decision making is all based on superficial things, what's going on in the moment. So little problems will take you over. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about understanding why you're doing something. You see, why are you doing the strategy, and sticking to it, not letting the outside pressure cause you and divert you to lose your focus. We allow emotions and setbacks to lose our focus, but we got to understand that's part of the terrain. It's part of the field that we're battling. You have to expect setbacks, and nothing strengthens you more than learning how to get back up. And you got to see those setbacks as a way to test where you are emotionally. You see, you cannot win the battle unless you are emotionally centered. And in order for you to be emotionally centered, is not have one source of good emotion from one place. You have to have multiple sources of good emotions. Not depend on a date to make you happy. Not depend on that one guy to make you happy. You gotta have exciting things happening, things that produces excitement outside of relationships. And in order for you to do that, it's not to just say, let me do it right now. No, it's to make that a long-term goal. See yourself 2 or 3 years in the future. How could you make that happen 2 years from now? You know, you gotta have a long-term goal, how you want your life to be. And make it emotionally specific. In other words, when you think of your long-term goal, make sure that certain emotions are there. And the emotion of peace, the emotion of tranquility. Because sometimes when you think of a good life, you don't think about the drama that may happen. You want to have you want to make a clear framework of the kind of life you want, so that your brain knows how to do it. Anyways, man, I'm talking a little bit too much, all right? I gotta go right now. I gotta go to sleep. My mom just texted me I'm using her car. She must be mad right now. Yeah, man. Problems are what brings out the strength in you. You see what I'm saying? If you face them properly. Problems do that. Problems are one of the blessings of life. But problems only bless you if you know how to reframe things properly. And the best way to reframe things is to have a long-term plan. And say, how does this help my long-term plan? How does this guy breaking my heart help me achieve the relationship that I want? Okay, he broke up with me. Okay, but why did I lose him? What emotion was prevalent? Okay, it was because I kept texting him. It was because I didn't give him space. All right, what can I do to fulfill those emotions? You start focusing on how to fulfill those emotions outside of a relationship. You make it a goal to find that emotional freedom. Don't make the goal to find the right guy. Make the goal to find that emotional freedom. So that when you read a book, you say to yourself, when I read that book, how can I apply this to this emotional part of my life that I'm lacking? When you read a biography, you say, wow, look at him. Look at the way he does this. How can I learn from him? You see, when you read a quote, you say, oh, wow, how can I use this quote to help me not be as needy? You see what I'm saying? You've exclusively focused your mind on that one emotional problem in your life, rather than focusing on getting a guy. Learn what's causing you to lose them. And for the most of the time, the reason why most people lose people is because of impatience. Impatience comes from thinking short term. Patience comes from thinking long term. Focus on long term, patience automatically comes. See what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm out. My phone is dying. All right. If you guys need one-on-one coaching, go to myfresh.org/coaching. Get my course, man. What are you doing, man? Bye-bye. Yeah, impatience is the cause of most of your failures. So don't forget that, man. I gotta learn that too. I don't want to be a hypocrite.